the reasons that your property do not appraise? Hello. Today we are going to talk about some reasons of why your property does not appraise the price value. One of the most critical steps when buying or selling a home in Florida is the home appraisal. When a home appraisal is conducted, its value is meticulously examined by a licensed appraiser to determine its worth in the current market. However, not all homes emerge from this process unharmed with their expected values intact. There are some reasons that we are going to explore of why some homes do not appraise at the anticipated figures. Understanding these factors is essential for both buyers and sellers, and it can provide valuable insights into the nuances of a home appraisal. So we are going to see what are those situations or what you can do in order to avoid these problems. First, what is a home appraisal? A home appraisal is a professional assessment of a property's fair market value conducted by a licensed home appraiser. This evaluation considers various factors, including the property conditions, locations, comparable sales data, and any unique features and improvements. Home appraisals can play a crucial role in a real estate transactions as they help determine the property's value, which influence the price a buyer might be willing to pay and the amount a lender is willing to finance. Appraisals are essential for ensuring that both buyers and lenders make informed decisions about the property's worth and its suitability for a mortgage loan. Reasons of why a home doesn't appraise. Home may not appraise at their expected value for various reasons. I'm going to give you a list of common reasons why homes don't appraise. First, market fluctuations. Market conditions can change rapidly, causing property values to fluctuate. If the market is in a downturn or has recently shifted, it can result in lower appraisals as comparable sales data reflects lower prices. Number 2, second reason, overpricing. It is not common for sellers to overprice their home, and occasionally a buyer may be willing to pay the price. However, if the buyer includes a home appraisal contingency in their offer, it must appraise. In the instance where a home is overpriced, the chances of it not appraising at the contract price are very high. Another reason, property condition. The condition of your home can significantly impact its appraisal value. If your property is in disrepair, has significant maintenance issues, or requires substantial renovations, the appraiser may assign a lower value to account for these shortcomings. Regular maintenance and addressing minor repairs before listing your home can help ensure a higher appraisal value. Another reason, lack of comparable sales. Sometimes a lack of recent comparable sales in your area can result in a lower appraisal value. Appraisers rely on similar property sales data to determine the value of your home. If there haven't been many sales of similar homes in your neighborhood, or if the properties that have sold are not truly comparable, it can make it challenging to arrive at an accurate appraisal value. Number 5, another reason, home improvements. While making improvements to your home can increase its value, not all improvements will necessarily yield a positive return on investment in the appraisal process. If you have invested in highly personalized upgrades or improvements that don't align with the local market, the appraisal may not assign as much value to them as you expected, or any value at all. Yes, it's not uncommon for appraisers not to add value for certain upgrades. Another reason is appraiser inexperience or error. Sometimes an appraisal may be inaccurate due to errors or inexperience on the part of the appraiser. It's important to hire an appraiser that knows your area, that is familiar with the local market. If you believe an appraisal is incorrect, you have the option to dispute it and provide additional information to support your case. Another reason is location. The location of your home within a neighborhood or proximity to undesirable features like busy highways or industrial areas can influence the appraisal value. Homes in less desirable locations may appraise lower. Another reason is appraisal methodology. Different appraisers may use slightly different methodologies or weight certain factors differently. This can lead to variations in appraisal values, even for the same property. So what happens when a home does not appraise? Well, we have some situations that can arise. When a home doesn't appraise for the agreed upon purchase price, it can create challenges for both the buyers and sellers in a real estate transaction. So I'm going to let you know what happens usually when this situation arises. First, the seller can reduce the price. Oftentimes, when a home doesn't appraise, a buyer's first course of action is to ask the seller to reduce the contract price down to the appraised value. However, not all sellers are willing to reduce their price. Another option is that the buyer pays the difference. So if a seller refuses to budge, the buyer always has the option to pay the appraisal shortfall, also referred to as an appraisal gap. So if the contract price is, let's say, $650,000 and the appraised price is $630,000, the buyer will be required to pay the $20,000 appraisal shortfall at closing in addition to their closing costs and down payment. Another option is buyer and sellers meet in the middle. Sometimes a buyer or seller won't be willing to cover the entire appraisal shortfall. However, they might get an agreement of the price. The seller can reduce the price somewhere in the middle of the shortfall and the buyer comes up with the remaining difference, but neither party is covering the entire shortfall. Another option is cancellation of the deal. If a buyer and seller cannot come to an agreement of the price after the appraisal comes in lower, the deal may fall through. In most cases, the buyer can walk away from the transaction without losing the deposit for the escrow. Option is a second opinion. Sometimes a low appraisal may result from errors or discrepancies in the initial appraisal report. In such cases, the buyer or seller may choose to order a second appraisal to get a more accurate valuation. However, second appraisals may not always yield a higher value or be positive. And finally, the last option can be a dispute resolution. In a rare cases, if there are disputes regarding the appraisal process or the appraisal competence, the parties involved may pursue dispute resolutions mechanisms outlined in the contract, such as mediation or arbitration. However, this can take some time and the appraiser ultimately needs to admit they made a mistake. So these are more or less the reasons of why the appraised value can come lower, and also here you have some options or what you can do in order to fix the situation. It is important to note that the specific of what happens when a home doesn't appraise can vary depending on the terms of the purchase agreement. local real estate laws and regulations, and the willingness of both parties to negotiate. A real estate agent or attorney can provide guidance and assist in navigating these situations. So, some final thoughts. A lower appraisal can be a disappointing setback in a home buying or selling process. However, understanding the common reasons behind a low appraisal and taking proactive steps to address them can help navigate these challenges successfully. Working with a knowledgeable real estate agent can help both buyers and sellers navigate the important steps. Remember that appraisals are not set in stone, and if you believe there are valid reasons for a higher value, you can work with your agent and the appraiser to present a compelling case for reconsideration. Okay, well, more or less you have here an idea of this situation. Remember to visit my webpage. I'm going to put a link in this video in the description. And remember also to visit my YouTube channel, to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and like my Facebook and Instagram pages. So see you there. Thank you.